Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I am Ken Ochonogo. I tell you, I think the die is cast because the minister has said from the sport ministry that there's no going back after 4 postponements, 1, 2, 3, 4. The National Sport Festival, Edo 2020 in 2021 will go on from the 2nd to the 14th of April. We're talking about today is at 21st now, so in the next 10 days or so, we should be right there in the ancient city of Benin, and our athletes will kick off at the 20th edition. Yeah, it's also the 20th. It's also the 20th edition in the 2020. But then 2020, the coronavirus took it to 2021. It is still there. Time waits for no one. But then the events come on chronologically, and that is what it is. So I think the minister will support the festival, and we are going to have a show as expected. It is 150. No, 150. No, that is too much. We've passed 150 long time ago. It is 123 days to go. You know, of course, that is 4 months to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And if that is the case, it means Edo 2020 becomes a preparatory ground for Tokyo 2020. So let's say it will be all is well that ends well. So tells us, a great poet. So, but then in Nigeria, I don't know. One day you're talking about this, another day another one comes in, because the bombshell came up on the 18th about 3 days ago when 12 clubs in the NNL. They wrote to the NNL leadership and told them that, look, if by Monday, and I mean Monday is the 22nd, that is in about 24 hours from now, if 2 things are not done, then basically they are pulling out of the league. They said, we are pulling out. They sent that letter to NNL, and they said, the grievances are basically 2. One of them, I believe, is something you can easily rectify, because they are saying the palliatives, the COVID-19 palliatives they were given, that they've already given them 50%, and then the other 50% they said, please, can we have it? And then that is if that has to be done by today, because if not done by today, by tomorrow they will pull out. But the more pressing one, the more thing they're talking about is this: they are saying that, look, they've noticed that officiating has been biased towards them, the privately owned clubs. So it is I think it was just last month or so that the NNL, Club Owners Association, of course you have the MPFL Club Owners Association, now you have the NNL Players Association, said, look, we have a body. But within that body, the privately owned clubs now have their own association. So they are saying, if we go to play matches, we find out that, the referees they don't want us to win. And if this does not change, then we are pulling out of the league. So 2 contentious issues. Pay them the 50%. That is, remember, so they can survive because they need this money to survive, because things are hard for them, and also address the issue of the referees who seem to go out there probably instructed to say, you guys, no matter how you play, you are not going to win this match. It is not a level playing field. Those are the allegations. We'll reach out also to the NNL, and we hear their part and hope that probably we'll bring both parties on this show so that we can know, which way to move forward if we want to get those issues resolved. But then, not brighter from the outside, we're doing it in pugilism. We're doing it in the fight, because Lawrence Okolie is the new world WBO cruiserweight champion. He's cruising. You talked about a guy who just, as at 2012, was not a boxer, was thinking of how to shed his weight, was thinking of how to save his life, because they said, you are obese. If you do not drop these things, probably you will go 12 feet under. And the guy, saw Anthony Joshua do it at 2012 in the Olympics and said, wow, why can't I do this? So his regimen, his therapy became his way to stardom. He's been the British cruiserweight champion. He's been the European cruiserweight champion. He's been the Commonwealth cruiserweight champion. And right now he is the WBO cruiserweight champion. You can't take it from there. I mean, it doesn't really matter when you start. In Yoruba, you said, when you wake up, it's your morning. His morning came in 2012. 2012 when he saw Anthony Joshua win the gold at the 2012 Olympics. But did I also add that Lawrence Okolie won the bronze 4 years after that? You can imagine that. He just started boxing, and in 4 years, he was already Olympic bronze medalist. So we look at all that. We look at sports. We look at sports in other climes, in football, because sometimes you say, which is the most successful football club in the world? I tell you, somewhere in the United Kingdom, a club has 55 league titles. 55. Go and get 55. Some leagues are not as old as 55, but they've won it 55 times. And then so, today is the Old Firm Derby, the oldest derby in the world, where Rangers, take on Celtics. So we shall also, portray and look at some of the derbies in Nigeria. Which of the derbies have we witnessed? Did you witness ECN, then versus Stars? Did you witness Rangers versus Vasco da Gama? Did you witness IS the Shooting Stars versus Water Corporation of Ibadan? Did you witness? Can I keep on? So there are I will only like the local one, and those ones they took us on. I'm going to try that Vasco da Gama versus Rangers. This leader normally tease me. I say, "Can you support Vasco da Gama?" I said, "No, I used to support Rangers. Why are you saying this to me?" So we shall also look at that. In the list for the Super Eagles, there is this twist and turns. For the list came out and people were clamoring for a particular player. Then the COVID-19 rules came up and a lot of players were dropped and one or two players were called back. But then there is another good news as at yesterday, because the French government has said, look, we are going to exempt those players who are going for the national team, and probably they won't face that, 5 to 7 days quarantine they are supposed to face. So probably our players playing in France will be coming to play for us in those two AFCON qualifiers. But then athletics. We are becoming too biased towards athletics. But what do we do? Our first gold medal came from there. A lot of medals have come from athletics. G-jumps, we've got in it there. So calm it down. We'll do a lot of some athletics today, not a lot that much, because a lot of things we'll talk about. But let us before I come to my guys in the studio who are here, let us take a trip, and hear the minister, and also then look from there. We hear from the IOC on why they are saying, look, fans will not be no overseas fans will become medal. But first, let's listen to the minister affirming the 2020.
April 2nd, the camp for the sports festival will open. On April 6th, the official opening of the festival by Mr. President will also take place. We also are working closely with the PDF, the PTF, with, of course, inclusive of the NCDC and others, to make sure that the necessary support that will be needed in terms of vaccination, our athletes have been promised that vaccinations will be available, test kits, etc. We've also toned down the number from 14,000 to 8,000 athletes that will come.
All right, that's the minister. So there is no going back now. The die is cast. You all are aware that is going to happen. But let's see. We were supposed to take on, go to see what is happening in Tokyo. Like I said, it is 1, 2, 3 days to 23rd of July, 2021. But then let's go straight to Washington and meet Bamba Kone. He is the CEO of Making of Champions. They are making it round. Okay. Bams, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I like it. I like it when I wake you up very, very early in the morning, and I see you try.
I don't mind at all.
It gives me pleasure.
Anything for athletics, as you say. Anything for athletics.
It gives you a lot of pleasure to put you in that mood. Whenever it's athletics, I know you can wake up any time of the day, and then because it feels it runs right there with you. Let's go to Akure. Akure is becoming a home of athletics. What transpired there? I thought probably one or two athletes there will pick up Olympic qualifying time, but then it was not to be. But you said something beautiful also happened in Akure. Can we start from Akure, Bambo?
Oh, certainly. Akure, we're seeing a few athletes who have almost qualified for the Olympics. Grayson Walker-Cha, for example, she had a brilliant performance in the women's 100 meters. I mean, if you look at the series of races she put together, it was quite impressive. 11:31 in the heats, 11:43 in the semifinals, and 11:23 in the final. And just to give you a sense of how good that is, we're looking at the Olympic qualification standard being 11.15. So she's very, very close already. She could even get it at the next event, which is the MOC Grand Prix. But even without the standard, she has improved dramatically in the world rankings. And I'm expecting to see her in the 100 meters and in the 200 meters at the Olympics. She ran 23:17 in Akure, which is also not very far from the 200 meters automatic Olympic qualifying, which is around 22:09. And then in addition to that, we also have the National Sports Festival champion from 2018. That's Nse Imaobong, who ran 52:07 seconds in Akure. Again, not very far from the automatic qualifying 51:35 in the 400 meters. As a matter of fact, she looked a bit disappointed that she didn't run a 51-second race. So it's very exciting because you're seeing these athletes getting this close so early in the season. Some of these standards are going to start dropping at the MOC Grand Prix and then also at the National Sports Festival.
Okay, so it's not all gloomy. They qualify for Africa. Their marks are getting there. That if they up maybe in the next one or two races, they might make it to the Olympics. Based on as they are progressing. But let's go to Tunisia. The para games. After that is also 155 days to go to the Paralympic Games. We are 123, 155. But then they are up there. They were there. They couldn't go last year because of the COVID-19, but they went there this weekend. Can you give us the update from what happened in Tunisia?
Yeah, so Tunisia, Nigeria had about 9 athletes at the World Paralympics Grand Prix in Tunisia. It was a 3-day event starting on Thursday, finishing on Saturday. And, by all accounts, it was a very successful meet for Nigeria. The weather was not great. So MOC, we had one athlete competing, which was Ifeanyi Christian, in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters in the T46 category. That's for athletes with a single arm impairment. And he did very well, winning 2 golds and 1 silver medal. The silver medal coming in the 200, gold in the 100 and 400. And then you have several other previous Paralympic medalists for Nigeria who were there as well. The likes of Flora Ogunwa, she won gold in the javelin and bronze in the discus. In the javelin, throwing 15.73 meters. I think she was the only athlete over 15 meters. And then you also had Ucheria Iyazi winning silver in the shot put. Now, both Flora and Ucheria, they're both in the wheelchair categories. That's F56, F57, F54 categories. So I think it's been a very good initial meet for our para athletes. It would be good for them to get some other meets under their belts before the Paralympics. Automatic qualifying is at stake, so some of them will come back with automatic qualification for the Paralympics from this event in Tunisia. We're still waiting for official confirmation of who has qualified exactly. But definitely, this can be the first of many. I think they have Italy, France, and Switzerland still on the Para-Athletics World Grand Prix schedule. So hopefully the Para-Athletics Federation of Nigeria can get these great athletes out to 1 or 2 more meets before the Paralympics.
Okay, before the Paralympics, I don't think we'll be having a Paralympics at the National Sport Festival. We've not been having, have we? Have we been having it?
We usually do have some para-athletics races at the National Sports Festival. We'll wait to see what the schedule will be. But there's definitely a need to cater to our para-athletes. At the MOC Grand Prix coming up in about 10 days, we will be doing 1 or 2 races for the para-athletes. Especially those who are in Tunisia will come back and we'll at least recognize them.
Okay, that is where I'm coming. That is where I'm coming to. I'm already excited because I'm seeing athletes from all over Africa, everywhere coming in. But let us start from it. The MOC, can athletes pick Olympic qualifying point from the MOC Grand Prix?
Of course, certainly. You know, just like the last two meets in Akure, the MOC Grand Prix, we've partnered with the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. Actually, they're partners for the event. They helped us to ensure that we can keep it to 2 days instead of 1 day that we were going to reduce it to. But you know, the acting AFN president, Olamide George, he was very keen for us to keep it as a big 2-day event. And we're excited because over 900 athletes from Nigeria and several countries, about 9 countries across Africa, have registered and are intending to come. We have about 12 from Kenya. The best sprinters in Kenya actually are coming for the event. They're going to give our top guys in Nigeria a run for their money. 6 athletes from Cameroon are coming. And interestingly, about 20 athletes are coming from across West Africa. Most of them are based at the Athletics Development Center in Lomé, Togo. And these have all reconfirmed, you know, for the event already. So we're very excited about what is about to happen. I don't think Nigeria has seen an event of this scale before. And we have an organizational challenge to make sure that we can actually get through the whole event in 2 days. So we are doing a reconfirmation process at the moment for all athletes who have registered. They have to go to the website now of the MOC Grand Prix, mocgrandprix.com, to reconfirm their participation. And by the end of this week, the start list for all the events, so all the 30 track and field events featuring at the competition, should be released.
Okay, I think we should keep it there. We are excited and hope probably by next week we can get an update and know how many athletes are fully registered and how it is going to pan out. I think definitely I'll be there and I hope to see you at Yaba. Call it right? It's going to take place at Yaba.
Yes, Yaba Tech, exactly.
Yaba Tech. You know, yes, I'm getting confused because I know they are upgraded to university. I don't know, it is still oscillating between a polytechnic and a university, but the ground remains the ground. Mm-hmm. All right, Bambo, yes, thanks. Exactly. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having waking you up early in the morning to give us updates on athletic trends in the world. Thank you, Bam.
No problem. See you next week.
All right. Okay. Okay, that's Bambo. He spoke to us from Washington and giving us updates on what is trending in athletics. We looked at, we went to Akure, like I said, becoming the home of athletics in Nigeria now. We have our para athletes, they're the best we have. They perform sometimes 10 times better than our the main Olympics. So 123 days to the main Olympics at July 23rd, and 155 days. Yes, we have to the para Olympic Games all taking place in Japan. But the big news coming out for them, let's hear from the IOC, because they said we have agreed with the organizers that overseas fans will not be allowed.
The IOC, together with IPC, fully respect and accept this decision having been taken by the Japanese parties not to allow overseas spectators to the Olympic and Paralympic Games Tokyo 2020. Because we accept it as a necessary decision in the interest of the safety of all the participants. We also have noted with satisfaction that the tickets having been purchased by overseas residents will be, by the organizing committee, will be refunded.
Okay, so any hope of going to Japan to go and watch it, just stay behind. You stay in front of your telly. It's going to be a television game this time around. There won't be fans there, and you can't blame them. I'm trying to remember the name of that ship that betted in Japan that took coronavirus there. The experience was not what they want to go through again. At a point, over about 78% of Japanese said, "Look, cancel this game." But then a lot of investments have gone in there. a lot of dreams will be shattered if if we don't go on with it. So I said, let us manage it. Let us come to a compromise. We can have this, but there won't be an influx of foreign tourists into Japan, because one of them might just bring that virus and back to their city. They want to be there. So let's come back to the house, because Jimmy is in the house. He's not Federer. Hello, Jimmy. How are you?
Always a pleasure to be here. I like the fact that Bambo talked a lot about, the exploits of the young ones here. The majority of them had been posting personal best, and I think this is
exactly
very good.
Yeah.
Maybe they had not been able to pick up slots, but you just reckon with the fact that with more competitions coming that way, they get a lot more better. They get better condition for the games, and probably you see one or two of them get, one of those slots. Then again, when we talk about the Olympics without fans, well, it's sad, but I think it's understandable. Even if it were to be an event in Nigeria, I don't think we'll be so much open to the idea of people coming from all walks of life.
Are you having a do with or without fans?
Well, I do definitely with fans. I mean, whether you like it or not, you saw the game. The other one, the Super Eagles did play.
Yeah.
They were opportune to watch from outside the stadium.
Yeah.
So it tells you there will be fans around. But safety is of the essence, regardless of how we
exactly.
want to look at it. Apart from what happens in the stadium, around the stadium, there are ways by which you can ensure protocols are being met as much as possible. The regulations are there to guide the athletes and the officials. But as much as possible, I would think that most crucially, the authorities have it all to do to ensure at the end of the day, we don't have any regrets after the competition.
Okay, we don't have any regret. We're going for a very short break. And when we come back, we'll come to you. Stay with us. Welcome back into the Channel Sport on Sunday. And I was just discussing with Jimmy here that watch out for what Haaland did. You play a match, you score a brace, and at the end of the day, I don't know if we can retake that. If we can see that video where he was walking up, he just got his jersey. Gave it to the exchange with the. He didn't even exchange because he didn't collect the other guy's jersey and just stormed out to the pitch. He wasn't happy. Jimmy, that is attitude. That is the attitude of a winner. That is the attitude of
the story of someone that's got innate passion.
Yes,
the verve. He always wants to win. He's got the drive to do wonders.
Yes,
the likes of Ronaldo decided at this age. He already he wants to do his business.
Sometimes somebody tell you you need to be motivated. Exactly. This is self-motivation. Nobody can motivate you better than this.
Passion.
In any way at all.
Attitude.
You understand?
Exactly.
Because you watch. I'm sorry to bring this up because a lot of you are Mourinho's fans. But then you see no. You saw him crash out of Europe.
Exactly.
You are leading. You took 2-0 over there, and then you lost. You lost 3, and then you start blaming your player. First of all, in the match in England, he said the big players were hiding. In this case again, you now said, the attitude, they were not there. How come? What kind of motivation do you need to remotivate Kane? Do you remotivate Son? Do you remotivate Luka Moras? How kind of? Gareth Bale. If he doesn't want to be motivated, why would he leave Real Madrid? You made 6. I tell you this. You made 5 or 6 changes, five changes in a match, and then you could not change. You could not change all of them. All 16 players had attitude problem.
Regardless of what the Tottenham team had been able to achieve, you just find out that they still don't have the mental bottle. They have a way of bottling things up, because at the end of the day, you look at it, Mourinho is a winner, he's a serial winner. Forget the fact that player management issues is God and all that, but you just look at it, the likes of Kane should not be found wanting in that kind of situation. So if it's
what is the job? Are you saying 16 players? All of them are not. And then the coach who made all the. You did not notice them. Yes.
At the end of the day, the coach has got his own role to play. But if the players are not giving that up, how can you lose a 2-0 advantage and you go down without?
Whose responsibility it is? You are losing. You won 2-0, and you are taking 2-0. Even if you are a novice as a coach.
Yes.
You don't set up. They're called setting up a team.
Yes.
We are talking about Tuchel when he came into Chelsea.
We saw the changes,
and the first thing he did was to set up the team that they don't concede.
Definitely.
They can win by 1-0, whatever, but they don't. You didn't set up your team. Is it the player that will set up the team?
You know where I'm going to agree with you?
Yes.
At the end of the day, we may say the players didn't give their best, but also the coach has, at the end of the day, the buck comes back to the coach. Whether he tries to divert it back to the players doesn't mean anything, because they both have got their own roles to play. Mourinho could have done a lot more better, either with the changes, either with, the kind of motivation that goes through the team, seeps through the team, or whatever he's supposed to get done. At the end of the day, it comes back to him, because already there are talks about is getting the axe. Yes, they're going to shell some dough, but at the end of the day, Mourinho is still a serial winner. The players, some of them have not given their best.
Jimmy, I think to me he's a serial complainer. I'm sorry. at Chelsea, we're not digressing. At Chelsea, you remember when he made that omelette?
The eggs and omelette.
If you go to the supermarket, and then your opponent has already, bought the grade A eggs. When it's time to make omelette, he will make grade A omelette, and you make grade B. You understand? And then he called out Mikel, he called out Ballack, he called out
the 6
players in the team, called them out in the public, and then he left. He went to Real Madrid.
You know what I see you do? You know what I think I can see you do?
Yes.
You are highlighting the fact that Mourinho has his feelings. I agree totally.
No, the thing is that he is not taking responsibility. He has his feelings. He was brought in as a coach to manage.
Definitely. And that's why we say management. There was a particular edition of this show that we had, and somehow it looked like it never really occurred to us the importance of having a coach ahead of the players when we talk about responsibility. Managing egos, managing players, managing resources is very, very crucial.
He passes the box. He's not the only coach in the world now.
I agree totally.
We're not even talking about EPL. You understand? In Real Madrid, you called out the Spanish players that whatever. You came back to Chelsea, you said the players were rats. They were ratting on you. You went to Manchester United, you said you were not supported by players. You are back to it has become an issue. But let us move on. let us move on. Serially, I think whatever. So let's come back home, and then because the charity begins right there from home. The NNL, and this is quite unprecedented. 12 teams from the NNL. They have the NNL Club Owners Association, which was formed very recently. But then within that club owners, some of those clubs are owned by government. You remember, government owns a lot of clubs in Nigeria. So these 12 clubs are privately owned clubs. But they said officiating has not been okay with, as pertaining to them.
It's not been fair.
So they came up with this letter. Let us see if we can just read some of their issues they raised. They wrote it to them. Just scroll down. You go down to where matters are rising. We can take it from there.
Address to the Chief Operating Officer. We first and foremost use this medium to congratulate.
Go to matters are rising.
Matters are rising. Yeah, the NNL 2020-2021 season commenced on the 13th February 2021 with a lot of excitement after the 2019-20 season was not concluded because of a myriad of issues connected to poor officiating by referees appointed to officiate most of the matches. It is, however, sad to know that even in the current 2020-2021 NNL season, the desire to have good officiating from referees appointed so far is far from reality, as we notice that the current season is so far worse than the inconclusive 2019-20 season, which was stopped as a result of complaints by clubs for bad officiating. It is imperative to state that we observe with dismay that the current NNL season has not improved as referees continue to officiate with impunity, rendering our hard-earned resources useless. Some of our concerns include, but not limited to, the following. 1. Improper draws for 2020-21 NNL season. Contrary to the international acceptable standards and best practices in conducting draws, which is to conduct draws in an open and transparent manner involving all stakeholders. The 2020-21 draws were conducted by the Secretariat in secrecy. This action of the Secretariat shows a compromise in the procedure, and that has played out in the current league. 2. Unprecedented poor officiating in the 2020-2021 NNL season. We have observed that clubs, especially privately owned clubs, are suffering from this unprecedented bad officiating by the referees in the current NNL season. This has brought the integrity of the league into disrepute. 3. Appointment of referees. We also observe that referees' appointment appears to be defective. We are ready to offer more explanation to further buttress our observations with actual happenings in the field of play. It is in view of the foregoing reasons that the underlisted clubs have unanimously agreed to pull out of the 2020-21 league with effect from Monday, 22nd March 2021, if nothing is done to address the issues raised in this letter. 1. Delta Force. 2. Abia Comet. 3. Apex Crane. 4. Oli Arrows. 5. Dynamite Force. 6. J Atete. 7. Oya Sports. 8. FC1 Rockets. 9. Giant Brillas. 10. Godoski. 11. Calabar Rovers. 12. Aklosendi. We also must remind the board of the NLL of the excruciating impact of COVID-19 on sporting activities, especially as it affects sporting clubs, and the urgent need to release the 50% balance of our 2019-2020 season COVID-19 palliatives from the Nigerian National Football League to all the clubs. While looking for your intervention, please accept our sporting regards, signed by representatives of the clubs. Okay,
so those are that is the issue. They are saying the draws were done in secrecy.
Yeah.
They were not part of the draws. They're saying
a 46 team.
They said the officiating has been biased towards them, and they're also saying that, look, you're giving us 50% of the FIFA palliatives.
Yes.
We want the other 50% in order to cushion the effects of the COVID-19. We try to reach both parties. We see if we can still get them. They give the award. They will be on this show. Sometimes we reach out to them and tell you I'll be there. So we are still making efforts to bring them here so you can hear from both sides. But this exactly is what the crucial matters are. Do we need to add anything here?
There are 4 groups, and each group has got 11 teams or 12 teams, depending on whether it's A, B, C, or D. And I think that if you look at it, majority of these teams that are here are actually at the lower rung of the ladder. So naturally, they will complain. And it seems that somehow there's still the impact of money in this setting, in this football sector of ours. It's unfortunate, subsector, so to say. I think it's unfortunate because if they are complaining at this point in time about poor officiating, then it tells a lot about the story where a lot of malpractices, even some of these clubs are at some point in time accuse themselves of wrongdoings. So it says a lot about football integrity in this part. Okay. I don't think we are doing enough as regards football integrity. FIFA launched a global program just of recent, I think last month. They started with Asia. But I don't see CAF and even the NFF do anything to ensure when it comes to issues around officiating and match fixing, we are able to, as much as possible, sensitize all the integrity officers of these clubs.
I think there was a story of, I think it is NNL, of a story of a club that was involved. I think we had the transcript.
Kofine MC,
yes.
Remy Amadi.
Yeah,
Bosdor and Kofine, where the person was caught on tape.
Yes.
Transacting. We wanted to transact away a match.
He's saying we understand. I know you. It's ourselves. Let's do it ourselves. So, but the NNL took.
They took action.
They took action immediately,
and I think that's very commendable.
That is commendable.
A lot of these things actually do happen. The Yorubas will say gbogbo alole eniti leba moba ni barawo. It's unfortunate. It does happen, but when punitive measures are being applied immediately, then it sends messages to those ones that are wrongdoers to, as much as possible, correct themselves. The anomalies in this subsector is so much that we need to fight against it at this point in time.
Fighting against it has to come, from the top.
The inside, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You sit them down. The NNL today, a team will register. Tomorrow they say they want to start. Next tomorrow, a lot of issues are not there. The time this league was postponed over and over again. You allow some clubs to come in. You allow other clubs not to do. So basically, if you set the template and said this is this, and you let them understand. Like I spoke to a lot because of this. I spoke to a lot of the club owners, a lot of those who are running the clubs in NNL, and one of them actually told me that he called the referee that he was to play him. I told him, he said, look, don't favor me. Don't favor the other team. If they win, give it to them.
Exactly.
I spoke extensively with them on this. We spoke all over throughout yesterday when this was going on, and said, but this is around part, some 94th minutes penalties, a lot of, that you will just be surprised, even at your own home ground, they show it to you. I mean, and then when your fans start grumbling, of course, if a referee is being fair, no matter nobody, even if you lose a match, you say, "Oh, of course there are some unruly fans, that want to win at all costs."
You now hear them talk about 50% balance of COVID-19.
If the money is there, who's holding it? Why is somebody holding the money?
I think the total amount of money was 772 million, and I would have thought that by now all those money should have been properly dispersed.
Why release? I mean, why? To me, if the money is, why are you holding trust for them? Are they children? Give them. If it is their money, give them. Why say I'm going to release 50%? The money, it is not. You are not sourcing the money.
Exactly.
The money is if the vote, unless if the FIFA is giving you in percentages.
Exactly.
But if FIFA has given you all the money, there is no point in you holding anybody's money to do what?
I like the fact
is it
that
with interest or without interest?
This release. It says a lot about the state of our football. It says a lot about the fact that we are not getting things right domestically. Domestic football. Let's
be solution focused. What should be done? Okay. That is the issue.
Okay, Ken. I think to go back to what they should have done right from the inception of the season, they were supposed to have a pre-season conference. Usually they have these seminars that talk about match fixing, talk about violence, all those things have not been done for at least 2 seasons now. Those are things that they need to get back to getting done. Because if you do not sensitize, then how exactly are you going to get it right?
Jimmy, if the parent is asking the children to come home early, and then he's always coming in after dark, he's not setting example. You understand? They want to emulate what you do. If those who are running the league are showing that we are transparent in what we are doing, others will. If somebody feels that sense of injustice, that probably this guy has been favored, then he too want to cut corners.
Exactly.
How do I meet up with all this? So basically, I think they should all look at themselves. Everybody should just stand in front of the mirror and talk to the guy there and say, "A lot, we need to do something." Let us go back to that charity I talked about. Exactly. Let the charity start from home, from ourselves. Okay, let's move on. The Super Eagles, the qualifiers will be there. But I want to start, see if we can start taking calls from this segment now. If you guys can join us, and one of the things that we've talked about here, and see how you can be part of today's show. The good news is we have Lawrence Okoli. He is the new WBO.
Like you said, he's cruising.
Cruiserweight,
the new world champion. Cruiserweight champion. Yes. WBO.
WBO, yes, exactly. Yes, yeah.
Ken, he turned professional in 2017. If you look at his frame, he's 6'6", and you think that maybe he unifies the division and goes ahead to become a heavyweight because he's the same height with Anthony Joshua. He's also under the stead of Anthony Joshua, 258 management. And it says a lot about where he has come from. The inspiration coming from 2012 when he was busy flipping burgers. Right now he's a world champion. He's been to the Olympics. He's now turning it. Everybody's talking about him. Yes, he's of Nigerian descent, so
he's British.
But he's British.
He's Nigerian. We must celebrate him.
We must celebrate him because it's that inspiration that is taken off Anthony Joshua, a fellow Nigerian fella.
No, I think Joshua took him into his wings. Exactly. His pass with Joshua, even their business.
To the extent that the mom has said he cannot and should not fight Anthony Joshua, I think that's premature at this point in time. But you look at the trajectory. You look at the trajectory. What he's been able to do in the cruiserweight is fantastic. In 2018, when he was fighting against Matty Askin, a lot of he got the points deducted off him 3 different times, 3 points, but yet he won that bout. A lot of people complained that it was drab, the match was drab, the way he went about it. He didn't really, prove himself. But bouts after, he has shown that he's the real deal. He's got that crazy reach. He's got the height advantage. at that level is doing the magic that he should be doing. And you just look at it, almost nobody is in that division that really can hurt him at this point in time. The Doricos, Bradis, those are the other ones that have, that are there, right there. But I don't think he will not be able to unify that division.
Like you said, let's look at his story. People say you need to start early, but like Anthony Joshua, he started quite late. Joshua, was pushed by his cousin. When he's already a teenager, when he was getting into trouble. I remember he was arrested for having in possession of what he was not supposed to have for drugs, and then he came down there and became okay. Obum is calling us from Lagos. Hello, Obum. Hello.
Ken, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Obum. How are you?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Obum.
Okay, I want to talk about the NNL issue. And these are the things we've often said on air, that our administrators must make the game fair and make it competitive for everybody. There shouldn't be different stroke for different folks. I don't know when we'll begin to learn these things in our country here. I read the report of the private-owned clubs in the NNL, and it's quite disheartening and appalling that they've come to this point threatening to pull out of the league and all those things. Why can't we just get our acts together and do what is right? And leave a legacy. When people who are in position of authority, in whether sports or anything in the country, think of leaving a legacy, I think they'll start doing better. And they just have to find a way and get this and make it a level playing ground for everybody. This can continue in Nigerian football.
Okay, let's hope they will have a level playing field,
exactly.
Like you are saying, and they are listening. But let's hope that this will be resolved, because if this 12 team pull out, I don't know what it tells on the running of the league.
I think administratively they have it all to do to ensure as much as possible this is resolved. But beyond resolving the problem so that they get back to playing, I would think that the introspection is what is required at this point in time. They need to be a sit around where everybody now put forward what their own possible solutions to it will be. Because at the end of the day, you are talking about a quarter of the teams in the NNL.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean some other people are not affected by this, but they probably cannot talk. For example, government-owned teams may not be able to talk, even if they have their own reservations, because they don't want to say something, somebody else says the other. So those are the things that we need to look at.
Because even from what I gathered, there was even a meeting between the hierarchy of the Nigerian referees.
Yes.
They called the other referees.
Like a tripartite meeting.
They called them together and warned them and said, look, your performances, are below par.
Yeah.
They call them out. So basically, I think what these guys are talking about here is not too far from the truth.
I don't
because
think so.
Even the Nigerian Referees Association acknowledged
the fact that they had
and
issues.
they tried to say they want to take action. But we are saying it's like what they are saying is this is more against us than those who are government owned clubs. Okay, let's continue. We're talking about Kole before the call came in from Obum, and he's talking. We said that look, this guy started boxing in. He didn't start boxing. He was obese. He was fat.
Clinically obese.
And the doctor said, look, he was working with McDonald's, eating too much burger, and getting so fat. And he said, look, guy, if you don't do this, you understand what you have. You need to shed weight. And then there he was. Why we call her? Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. This is Shola from Ogun.
Okay, Shola, how are you?
Fine. My take is that administrative bottleneck is a problem of this country across all sectors. Sports inclusive. I remember the days of Bonvita sponsoring our league. We have Coca-Cola. We have FC. We are day to day. Why did they pull out? There was a time we were clamoring for corporate bodies having club endorsements, jerseys. Where are they today? Where are we today? There was a time we were talking about insurance for players on the local league. Where are we today? We always go worse every time. How can look at the report read just now? It's barbaric. This if you continue like this, we cannot get better. I don't want to appeal to administrators, super administrators in this country. Please don't kill our football. If the private sectors are not there, there is no business again in football. The business in the Western world, the private sectors run the football. That's where the money is. They are the one that can bring in the millions. Understand? Government, no problem with government clubs if they can find no problem. But big club in the Western world, they are owned by private owners. So please, government, they should save us days. Match season is not the best, but we see it every day. Even at your home ground, so they fix your match, you lose grandly. I've seen the story where I still watching the local league. There was an infringement, a free kick. There was a free kick about 20-meter yard, and the referee blow penalty just because he has collected money. A lot of things like that. Please need to appeal to them. They should change. They will save our football, and the ability from a FIFA is their money. It's not government money. It's not any government money. It's the clubs, because FIFA said for the club owners. So they should release their money. No matter, once FIFA release the money, they should give it to them. Thank you very much. You are doing a good job.
All right. Thank you very much, Shola. We want to go on another short break. And when we'll come back, it will be the home stretch. You stay with us. Okay, you're welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday. And we briefly want to look at those replacements. Some of you have the list. I don't know, probably if we can get the list of the Super Eagles invitees and we look at the replacements that are there, or we start with the replacements and see. But like I said, there is a new. When we take this, we take the development. Okay, this is a development.
Yes, Anayo Wala plays for Enyimba, is in for Sadiq Umaru, that plays for UD Ameria. Adeleke Adekunle, a defender, plays at Abia Warriors, is in for Kenneth Omero, CD Leganes. Henry Onyekuru, Galatasaray, is in for Samuel Kalu, Bodo. Paul Onuachu, KRC Genk, is in for Moses Simon, Nantes. Peter Olayinka is completely out. He plays for Slavia Prague.
Because he was injured, he has informed the authorities. But late yesterday, there was a new development, and you can take that the Ministry of
Sports confirms that international players returning from official competitions outside the EU with the national team, whether French or foreign, are exempt from the 7-day waiting period as long as they comply with a strict sanitary and medical protocol. That is bubble plus daily PCR test on the return to the club. That's what the Sports Ministry said on Saturday. They would therefore be able to train and play without the application of a 7-day delay.
All right. So that means somebody like Moses Simon now, and
is actually eligible
and then Samuel Kalu,
yes.
They may that original list.
Yeah.
So we might have the Bordeaux player, the Nantes player, Samuel Kalu, and the Moses Simon, who they might now come in.
But for Moses Simon, I doubt, because the club is struggling with relegation. I do not think that they will want to release him.
This is a qualifier.
Yes,
it's a qualifier.
I think somehow even FIFA itself.
Ola Fair is there. Ola Fair, how are you?
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate. Today's what I'm expecting to be able to do is that to bring this NNL on this program. That's number one, because I believe that if these people can come out and let us know more about this problem. It's true. I watched one of their match. They have a problem of referee. That one is not a doubt. It's a real about the referee issue, because the IFP, that's what they are doing. Referee that they normally give 50,000 to come and wish you 50. What are you telling me? I can't.
That's cheap.
What I just feel is that
are you there that you start calling those are that is rumor.
Be apologists.
Yes.
Everything. Everything is a rumor. Fine. I'm in life.
But in this domain, we deal with facts. We don't deal with rumors. We don't.
Let me talk now. What
talk, but don't talk about. Don't give us rumors. Give us facts.
Okay, let me now give you facts. I give you something to do at that time. I told you in the national team of this country, there are managers like half of the players this general are calling. I said, do the investigation on it. that their manager is the manager of the General too. He have almost 70% of players there. And let me let you know, General, he can't pick at least.
Get us. See, you see, when you say 70%, get us the document, name the players, name the manager, and bring it to us and see if we'll not use it. But you see, what you are doing now, you are just going, the manager, what is his name? Who is he managing?
I'm not the investigation journalist. I gave you what I gave you.
He who asserts must prove. You are the one that is asserting. So if you have that, there is no problem about that one. Show it to us. We showed you the letter from the NNL private owners. This is what they are saying. That is a fact. But when you tell us a manager is managing player, who are the players is managing? 70%. How is it possible? Thanks. We love you calling us. But let us remain on the domain of facts.
You can't invite almost 2 foreign players and at least 12 local players to come and play together. 12 players, at least local.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I would love that, bringing local player, like we said, but why we said don't bring in only foreign players. Well, let's say you don't have to take a local player because it's a local player. We are saying irrespective of where the player is playing. As long as the player is good. But when our position is, your mindset should not be because you are playing in our league, you are not good enough. Talent has nothing to do with it. We're just talking about Haaland now. Haaland is from Norway. I mean, the guy is turning heads and turning everywhere.
Ken, I understand where all affairs coming from, even if I don't agree with what he's saying, because at a point in time there had been allegations that DW Sports Management and Raw had things to do that we cannot totally confirm, so we'll not dwell in that realm.
What we cannot confirm, we cannot say. If you are confirmed, you say. So, if you are not confirmed, we don't bother on rumors here.
Yeah, exactly. So to come back to what you are saying, I think there must be strategic national interest at the mind of administrators, where you position your football in such a way that your own base players have got that, like
the minister have said.
It's easy to say.
The minister gave a fired. Bring in 25% of player, or
he has not been adhered to.
Yeah, so let us see what the minister is going to do. There is already a government trying to do something about it.
Exactly.
And say, look, your first 11, can go there, but then your reserves, depending on where you are playing, you can, bet.
Because at the end of the day, it's an indictment on our administrators that we are always looking outside. Our own base players, our domestic leagues are not doing very well.
Jimmy, spade. This administration, the head of the football body when he came here, from the very beginning has been foreign oriented. So there is, from the first day,
even before getting elected,
exactly. That was how they hunted Keshi out. So let us not pretend as we don't know what that is. Those are there. The testimonies are there. How many home-based players in the past 4-5 years have progressed and moved on? How many? It's not as if they must, like I said, it's not as if they must be home-based. But because the league is as dead as dodo. You kill the league, you go. At any point in time, the league will abridge. How many seasons have we had? Let us go to macro deal because Alex. Hello, Alex. Alex, how are you?
I'm very fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nice work. Please, I'm a little bit worried about this Super Eagles team. A lot of new names. I don't know. Have they been together? Have they played together before? I don't know how jailed they are as a team. Can you tell me more about the Super Eagles team, irrespective of those new names that are springing up?
For now, I can't give you any concrete position, but let me say, probably I know over the weekend things will be happening, but before then, I can't.
Why are they just facing out some of our old stars and then bringing new ones? Even with this pandemic, they have not played for quite a long time. And then they are bringing new players to come and start our Super Eagles team. They have not played together. They don't understand that. That's my worry, though. That if the coach can perform anything that will give us results from those boys, I'll be very happy. Because they are young lads. But my worry is, are they jailed as a team?
Okay.
Because every day new names keep springing up. Somebody they will call today, another one from Lithuania, tomorrow another one from here. So we don't know. But our own is, as patriotic Nigerians, we want our teams, we want Super Eagles to go farther. We want them to soar high.
All
but
right.
I'm afraid that a lot of new names in the team. How have they gelled together? Please,
okay, Alex.
give me shine some light for me.
It's okay. It's all right. I wish we also that the Super Eagles will come to play in Lagos. And then there was
I don't know whether I heard him rightly, but I think he's talking about something akin to philosophy. I have not seen an identifiable philosophy.
Jimmy,
it's hard to see any part of
we are running for time. Let's take the results. Let's take the results of matches, because our producer, the guy said, look, I do these things all week. Guys, take it. Let's see what happened yesterday. The quest for the quadruple is still all for Manchester City.
Yes, 2 goals, Manchester City, Gundogan and KDB. Good one for them. At least they are still, in the very quest for quadruple. We'll just see how it happens out, whether it's going to be possible.
Southampton.
But you just have to praise them for what they've been able to achieve. They've been very resolute, been very determined, and maybe they'll get a double at least. Bournemouth losing to Southampton 0-3.
And today
Chelsea will be playing Sheffield United. Manchester United will be playing against Leicester City. My smart money on United to win.
But the thing is, okay, those are results for yesterday, but I want to talk about that Leicester United match, because Leicester, the chemistry between Ndidi and Iheanacho
it seems to be yielding fruit. Iheanacho is about the man in form, and I think that we may like to see him score another goal, but I think that United has all to do to ensure they don't get stomped out again.
This Leicester team, with an experienced coach and then players where there is no ego to massage, and
exactly.
then
I just see Vardy, the way he went about his business.
Vardy is now he has been converted to be a Nigerian. In the dressing room, you will see him talking about senior man. The new senior man.
He's a patron now.
So
West Ham United will be playing against Arsenal. Tottenham will be away at Aston Villa.
Yeah. So let's
hope Mourinho doesn't do.
Let's see if the players do well. Okay, that is the La Liga.
Real Betis defeated Levante 2-0 yesterday. Melba played out a 1-1 draw with Athletic Bilbao. Celta Vigo got stumped at home. Real Madrid with Benzema with a brace.
Benzema. 6 matches in a row.
Huesca and Osasuna played out a goalless draw. And Sevilla
and Valladolid.
played out a 1-1 draw. Getafe and Elche will be playing today. Valencia and Granada will be scoring it out. Villarreal and Cadiz also will be playing. Deportivo Alaves will be playing away at Atletico Madrid.
And it is hot.
Exactly.
Atletico need to do something
playing against Barcelona.
Because it's just
Atletico,
3 points.
3 points ahead.
If they drop any.
And you just look at the momentum going in favor of Madrid and Barcelona. The two of them, I think that they are really, really going to challenge for this title.
Madrid has won 10 matches now. 10 matches unbeaten.
Exactly.
And in Barcelona also they have almost a longer unbeaten streak. So the pressure is on Atletico Madrid. They've lost only 2 matches all season, but they're dropping a lot of points through
draws and all that.
Thing. So basically that is for the European team. Like we said, all right, Emmanuel, how are you? No. Emmanuel, we've been waiting for one Emmanuel.
Exactly, because Olafe was saying something about you reaching out to NNL.
Okay. I think we tried reaching out to them. They were supposed to be on this show. Sometimes we don't say it, but like Jimmy just pointing out, we reached out to we spoke with them and they said they will be on the show today. They were supposed to join us via Zoom. Both the NNL officials and also the private club, NNL private club owners themselves. We spoke about 3 or 4 owners, and then they give us their word. One of them is on the road, so we can understand that. But the other 2, their lines have not been going, have not been connecting. Probably because we wanted to bring them here so that they hear. But we don't want to bring you one part of the story and say this is what is happening. We reached out. Probably if we don't have hotter stories next week, maybe we'll still have them. If they've not resolved it, they've not pulled out. We know they won't pull out. 50%, if the money is there in the bank, just send the alert to them. That one is doable. And then the other one is, I don't know how you're going to do the referees to be fair, if they are not being fair. Okay, Uche, let's speak with Uche. Uche, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Uche.
All right. Back to our league.
Yeah.
Please, what we heard about NNFL is a very big danger. Some of us abandoned our league. We were no longer interested because of that same disease. Somehow, I don't know how it was cleansed in our premiership, and we are enjoying the premiership now. Please, everything should be done to nip that allegation of poor officiating. It should be nipped in the bud. I believe there could be two major sources. One could be money inducement. The other could be primordial sentiment, if I might say so. Now, the money thing, I don't know how they dealt with it in our first premiership. They should also do the same thing. For the primordial, we are already blessed. If a team is playing a team from the west, is playing a team from the east, we go up north. And north should not be Kwara or anything. You know, I hope my point is clear. If a team from the east is playing a team from the north, we come west. So that we filter that one out.
Okay.
And then face the disease of money. Please, this danger, this portent, let us not be happy that we have fought the fight in the premiership. Take this second place, we might bring up a team that will come and soil our premiership. So we need to go down. Thirdly, before I land, I hope the media can get evidence, they can get tapes of these allegations they have made.
Yeah, that is why we brought that. So we'll bring them. We'll try and bring them here, Uche. But we are going. Like I said, we made all effort. They agreed to be here, but they are not here. After the show, we found out why they did not come. Jimmy, we are leaving.
Yes, there has been this humongous proliferation of sport betting activities, and the football authorities, they have it all to do to step up that football integrity mechanism.
All right.
The person in charge of the NNL, Sadio Mohammed, is a sport betting lottery person. He knows this, and he has it all to do to ensure the needful.
Okay. Do the needful, cleanse the house, have a level playing field. That is how it ought to be. When you have a referee, the referee should not bias. He should be the impartial arbiter. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Have a blessed Sunday.